We are live with Daniela from Black Cat Kitchen. Hello there. How are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. This is lovely.
Yes, we are here to celebrate your 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
And did that happen just before Christmas or just after?
Just before Christmas, and it was just the best present we could ask for, really.
Yes. That would be so great. That would be so fun
Yeah.
to have for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fantastic. We were dancing around. We actually watched it. We use one of the websites that shows you your subscribers, and we were actually watching as it slowly was creeping up. And we sat there, I think, for like 3 hours with it on like 999. We're like, okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. And then it went over, and we were just like, no! I think it was like a Wednesday night. We were just over the moon.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's really great. I would be so scared because I get like where there's one person that I'm accusing my husband of being that one person that subscribes and unsubscribes from my channel all the time.
Oh,
he says it's not him.
I
think he's doing it just to make me crazy.
Well, maybe it's him.
Yeah. But that's so great and well deserved. You guys put out really quality, very well thought out and very well planned out videos. And
we really try.
And it shows that you really try.
Yeah.
Because I think that they're some of the cleanest, nicest videos that are out there.
Oh.
And really, if you want to learn how to make something from start to finish, go to Black Cat Kitchen because it's very specific, very clear instructions. So
that means so much. Thank you so much. That's exactly what we set out to do is, make a channel that could, you could have some of the fancier stuff, but we wanted to simplify it so that everybody can make it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you do. I think that like the instructions are more than what you would get in a cookbook. You're really explaining the not just the beauty part of it, but the backbone of it, so to speak, like what it really takes to make the recipe. So I appreciate that. I also appreciate that you use the little fancy bowls and stuff, that it's really pretty. It's
Thank you. The first few videos, I remember my brother saying, you can't do that. You can't just use it out of a bag of flour. And my dad said, just go buy some jars somewhere. So I went out and I did a big order and I bought a bunch of little fancy bowls and I made it look all pretty. So it is important, I think, to have everything measured out. And especially when you're demonstrating, it makes it really clear this is what you need. And it's that simple. You only have a small amount of ingredients on your table and you're ready to go. Cleanup is easy. Cooking is easy. Once the prep is done, you're ready.
And you don't have a lot of distractions behind you either. It's a very clear and pleasing set. So I appreciate that as well.
It's a tough one. We actually don't film in our own kitchen. We actually film in my in-laws' kitchen because here in England, our kitchens are so small and theirs is probably 3 times the size of ours. Ours, you can't even fit like one person in this little galley kitchen. So it really is interesting to be not in my own kitchen and filming. So it's been a really good experience, actually. Sorry, the cat is jumping at this curtain next to me. Apologies for that.
It has something to say. So maybe it'll come on and say something.
Maybe she will.
Well, that's really cool to know that, though, that you that you're in a different kitchen because you are so relaxed and it seems like so much you. So that's cool.
Brilliant. I'm glad for that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my mother-in-law doesn't love to cook, but loves to clean. So I'm more than happy to go and cook a family meal for all of us on occasion so that, takes some of the pressure off of her. So I do get used to being in her kitchen a little bit more.
You must be there. I mean, you make a lot of videos. You guys put out a lot of content.
Yeah, we probably film for a whole day at the weekend, I would say. At least one day in the weekend, maybe 2 if we're filming 2 or 3 videos.
Cool.
Yeah.
So before you how long did it take you to reach the 1,000?
So we started in October of 2020. Yep. So it was about 14 months.
And what was the toughest milestone for that besides the
Uh,
1,000? What else did you
um,
were you, like, striving?
yeah, we found actually not to, for some reason 900 to 1,000 went a lot quicker than I think I expected it to. But I would say the hardest part was probably after 200. So we got 100 fairly easily. I have a lot of support from friends and family, and I'm so grateful for them. They still comment on all my videos and watch all my videos and message me if we're a few minutes late posting, like, "Where's the video today?" or things like that, and that's awesome. So we got to 100 within, I think, the first week of launching the channel, which was really great. And then it just felt like nothing was happening. And we're like, right, okay, we just got to keep going. We just got to keep going. And that was sort of our sort of motto as we were going through it. We were looking at the long haul, and it wasn't just about what's happening right now, but what is going to happen in 12 months from now, in 2 years from now. And no matter what, as long as we loved doing the cooking and the filming, then we would keep going with it. And we do love it. We love doing it, and we love working together as a team on it. So
That's really great. That is so great that you're able to do that, because I'm always amazed at how much I rely on Bill, even though he's very seldom on camera, but just even just to eat the food that I make, I rely heavily on him, to be a part of this with me, and it's so great to have that support. So
yeah, it really
that's
is.
awesome.
Yeah. We give away a lot of food.
We don't give away hardly anything because Bill eats it.
Oh, I need a bill.
He
Do you
eats
guys want to come and visit? And we'll
Yes,
just
we
film a bunch
do.
of videos together, and we'll feed Bill and
Yes,
Chris.
yes. That would
Perfect.
be awesome. So what made you start your channel initially?
So it came back to, I was a little bit, this is not my job that I'm in now because I love my job that I'm in now. But previously, a few years ago, I was thinking, I need something different in my life. I'm not doing what I need to be doing. And I had a few friends actually call me up and say, look, I don't know how to poach an egg. Can you just teach me? Like, can you just show me how to ice these cookies or make this recipe or whatever it happens to be? And I just thought, there's a market here. There's something here. And so at the time, Chris was working for a school, and I thought they've got a home ec room there that I could actually go in and use in the evenings and teach classes. And then COVID hit. And I thought, well, that shut everything down. And we, like most people, turned to YouTube for entertainment because nothing was being filmed and there was nothing out there. And we both kind of just said, we could do this. Like, I'm happy with being on camera. Chris isn't, but I was more than happy, and I love to cook, and he loves to do the editing and the behind the scenes stuff. And I thought, this sort of seems like the perfect thing that we've just been waiting for that light bulb to go off. So that's really where it all came from.
Cool. So you're a performer, right? You've been perform. What kind of music do you sing mainly?
Haven't performed live in quite some time, obviously, but mostly I would do sort of like a country pop folk kind of vibe. But I've been performing since I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, so I'm pretty used to being in front of people.
Yeah. I sing classic country western. My mom had a band for
Amazing.
many years, and I kind of just, whenever I can, kind of thing now.
Love it.
It hasn't been too consistent lately, but it's
So
fun.
we're
It's
gonna
so
meet
much
up in
fun.
Nashville then, Jesse. We're gonna
Absolutely.
all
Let's
right.
do it.
I am so there.
Yes. So we've
That was
got
thank you, Miss thank you, Sonia.
it's really
Yeah,
cool.
that was my first love, was country music, and like Patsy Cline. Oh God, I just love
Yes.
her.
Yes. Kitty Wells, Patsy Cline, yeah,
Loretta
some of
Lynn,
those old, I'm trying
love
to think
them.
of who else. Let's see. Let's put this on the screen. Chris is in the house. And Cam says, that's funny. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but hopefully he'll tell us more. Okay, I think that I'm caught up.
Brilliant.
So that's funny. I'm not sure what we're funny, but we are funny. We are
We're
definitely funny.
hilarious.
So looking back on your YouTube journey from when you started till now, has your life completely and totally changed? And like it's a different world that you're living in now?
I mean, it is and it isn't. I still work my day job Monday to Friday. Um, I think the difference is I don't have vacation now. All of my vacation time is taken up by filming and doing all of the other things. But it has changed. I think I've become more confident, and I was confident before, but even this is a different world. Like you just feel like you have this knowledge that I don't know. It's so different from anything else you can experience. It is very different.
In my 9 to 5 job, it's a very kind of closed environment. And like I feel like there's not a lot of need to be a part of things that are happening on a worldly basis, and this has like totally changed that for me, and I'm so glad for it because you're in England.
I am.
And we're talking right now.
I know, it's brilliant, isn't it?
And then we would have no other reason to meet besides this, our paths wouldn't cross most likely.
I
So
think they would have. I feel like they would have, for some reason or another. Maybe that's why we're here.
I've kind of always thought that about you particularly, but there's so many instances where I wouldn't have been able to meet people. But
Yeah,
I think that it's so wonderful that we can connect.
I agree. I love it.
And so you're originally from Canada.
Yes, my parents are both of Italian descent. So my dad actually moved from Italy when he was a boy to Canada, and my mom was born in Canada, but her parents were both from Italy. So I grew up just outside of Niagara Falls, and I lived there for 27 years. And then I decided one day that I was a little bit bored and I needed to do something different with my life. I moved to England. I started living with a friend of mine who lived just north of London. And she said, oh, stay for as long as you need or whatever it is. And so I thought, oh, I'll bring my guitar. I'll get like a pub job or whatever and just play some gigs. And within 3 weeks of being here, I met Mr. Editor. And
Awesome.
The rest is sort of history. So I called up my parents and I'm like, I'm not coming home.
And what did they say?
As long as you're happy, we're happy.
Cool. That's so awesome. Niagara Falls. I've actually been to Niagara Falls. I've been to the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. And I just watched a video of someone that was doing a helicopter flight over Niagara Falls. It was so beautiful.
So cool.
Really, really. And I think that if you compare, because I'm in Arizona, a big hole in the ground with a lot of water in it. They both are really special in their own ways, and I don't know which one is more spectacular because they both have so many differences.
They are both so beautiful in their own right. So I actually saw the Grand Canyon and have been to Arizona when I was, I think, 12 years old. And it is a vacation that I will never forget. It was one of the most breathtaking things I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really don't know which took my breath away more, the stunning beauty of both of them. I think it's amazing. Yeah. So I, looking over your channel, and it's probably my own incompetence, are there special Canadian dishes that you've made, or are there special Canadian dishes?
There are a few. We've actually been planning our year, so I'm hoping to include a few more this year. But I would say the two that are most sort of Canadian that are on the channel at the moment are my butter tarts, which we did for Canada Day in July. And they are just, if you've never tried them,
those look really good.
They are just, and you can make the pastry gluten-free, and then everything else in it is gluten-free anyway. So definitely give those ones a go. And then pierogi, which is actually like an Eastern European recipe, but really popular where I grew up in Canada. And they're basically dumplings stuffed with potatoes and cheese, and they get fried with bacon and onion, and then you put sour cream on top, and they're just delicious. They're just heaven. So those would be the most Canadian recipes we've got so far.
So can you tell me one more that you're planning on cooking?
I would love to do poutine from scratch. So showing you how to make the cheese curds, which are very hard to find in the UK, how to make the proper gravy and the chips all at home, fries all at home, and I'd really love to show that on the channel.
I think I've only had that one time, and it's quite a combination.
Yeah,
It's very good.
one is not enough.
Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Oh wait. Maple Cook says
Oh, Maple Cook.
Black Cat. And we have In the Kitchen with Karen.
Hi,
Hello.
Karen.
And Tony or Troy
Troy. Hi,
Larrabee.
Troy. He's like my brother, really, from back home.
Cool. Thank you guys for being here. And you like the music style? You like the country western cam? And Troy
Aw.
sings like an angel. That's awesome.
Troy was actually the drummer when I played live in Toronto. He would always be my drummer.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hello. I love that kind of support. And let's see. Frank.
That's my dad.
Your
hi,
dad.
Dad.
Hello.
I'm assuming cool. Mom is there too. So hi, Mom.
That's really nice to have that support. Thank you all for being here in the chat. That's really great. So, how did you learn how to cook? What were your main reasons for wanting to cook?
Yeah, I think I didn't have a choice. I had to. I grew up in a family where food was everything. Every Sunday we had homemade pasta at my nonna's house. The whole family was there. Every occasion, every holiday were big feasts, and so I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the relationship that you can have with food and the relationship that it brings other people in. So that you can share with people and really communicate through dishes. And I wanted to be a singer my whole life. And then, growing up, I started playing a little bit more. And I remember, oh, my poor mom. I took a can of beans and I actually put them in a blender, blended them up with the bean juice, heated it up, seasoned it with salt and pepper, and made her eat it. And I don't know if she remembers that, but I remember it vividly. And I was like, I'm going to be a chef. This is what I'm going to do. And yeah, that was my first foray into cooking on my own. And so from then I kind of became obsessed with just learning and absorbing everything I could about it. I literally sit in bed at night and I read cookbooks. Like, I'm the most boring person. But I just love it. I love everything about food, and I just love sharing it with people. And so if I can take my passion and pass it on to other people, that's the most important thing.
We have in the past watched a lot of television cooking shows. Yes. And so many kids would come on there and say, that they got into the kitchen and they found themselves and it changed their life completely.
Yeah.
And I think that that's so wonderful that, like you say, you can connect with it, because it's like it's its own entity, kind of. It's like it's its own living thing. And when you take it and you make it your own, I think that does give you so much satisfaction.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Have you ever read the book? I think it's called How to Talk to a French Fry.
No.
I'll have to make sure that that's the title. And I haven't read it myself. My dad was telling me about it a long time ago. And he was saying it's like the chemistry of baking. And
I love that.
Yeah. And I think it talks about why you want to start with cold water for root vegetables versus warm water, that kind of thing. Yeah. So the Joy of Cooking cookbook also tells a lot of that stuff. That cookbook is amazing.
It's so good. I remember asking for it for Christmas one year from a friend of mine, and they're like, well, what do you want? And I was like, all I want is this cookbook. And they're like, don't be ridiculous. I'm not getting you a cookbook for Christmas. I'm like, that's all I want.
Don't make me beg.
Please, that's all I want.
And actually a friend of mine gave that to me for Christmas.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it's really great. Let's see what else we have. That must be your mom. Let's see. Yes, Cam said he likes country western. Right on, Cam.
We'll all meet up in Nashville then.
Yes, absolutely. All of us. So, what is your favorite dessert?
Dessert. I love ice cream. I love ice
Really?
cream. Yeah. Um, Cake, I can sort of take it or leave it. I know that's funny to say. Sometimes you just have a craving for cake, but for me, ice cream any time of year, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, I could eat pretty much every flavor on the planet. I just love it.
So, here, I think it's mainly a Mexican dish. I'm not sure if it's in other cultures or not, but we have fried ice cream.
Oh,
Do you
I've
ever make
had
that?
it and it is heaven.
It's made so many different ways. Like some restaurants you'll go to and it is actually battered and fried.
Yeah.
And some restaurants they'll just be like putting cornflakes on the outside, which is okay. It's not
No, it's got to be
terrible, but
battered and
it's not
fried.
the same. And then caramel drizzled over the top or
You're killing me.
butterscotch or chocolate. And then
We're
whipped
buying a deep
cream.
fryer. You've made my decision. We're buying one.
It's really good stuff, and it's
Oh,
so
so
nice to
good.
have ice cream after, a Mexican meal, with all those spices and everything, and then just
Yeah.
finish it off with a fried ice cream is
Oh,
always a
love it.
nice thing.
Love it.
So, are there foods that you don't like and dishes that you won't cook?
Not a whole lot. I have a sort of allergy to bell pepper, and so I don't ever cook with bell pepper. And there have been a few occasions where, I'll go. I just hate being a fussy eater when I go out to places. I hate asking for changes because this is how the chef made the menu. So I'll have to be really careful about what I pick on a menu. But occasionally they won't have all of the ingredients on the page, and so I'm usually like pulling peppers out of my dish. And even then it just doesn't sit very well with me. So no peppers, but funny enough, if they're fermented or sort of like in a chili sauce, then I can have them. It's very
Huh.
strange. It's very odd. But actual fresh bell peppers are a no-go.
So, what about, like, jalapenos or green chili or anything else?
If they're dried and then cooked down, but if they're fresh, no.
Hmm,
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and Bill and I have gotten that way too because he has to be gluten-free now,
Yeah.
and so, like, we're always asking, "Okay, is this even fried in the same grease that was used
Yeah.
for something with flour?" And then he'll have to choose a different thing. It's really changed the way that he eats, and I think we eat a lot more at home now because
Yeah. Yeah.
because he thinks that he can control that. But if I'm mad at him, I might sneak something in. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Just a little dusting of
Yeah.
all-purpose on there.
Yeah, are you
Oh, that's
itching yet?
horrible. Poor Bill. No, I actually cook, or I have cooked quite a lot of gluten-free in the past. I have quite a few friends of mine who are celiac, and so I've learned how to adapt and make things gluten-free. And you have to be so careful. I mean, I had to do a gluten-free wedding cake for someone once, and I literally disinfected everything in my whole kitchen because even if a trace of it was on my mixing paddle and got in that batter, someone could have gone into anaphylactic shock, and I just
Yeah.
couldn't risk that.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, any cross-contamination for
Yeah.
celiac can be really bad. Bill just has eczema, so it's not that bad, but, it's not fun.
It's not
It's not
fun.
fun, and we try to be really, really cautious, and I really don't mix anything for I don't do that. It's funny to threaten him sometimes. So, so are there recipes that you have struggled with that were not that you
There
had to
was
do more than once?
there was one once, and we completely wrote it off, just because I haven't had time to retest it since then. It was actually a gluten-free, flourless chocolate cake from Claire Saffitz from Bon Appetit. And someone had asked, "Can you make this vegan and gluten-free?" And here I thought, yeah, I can do that, no problem. Of course, knowing that the egg whites hold the structure, so I used aquafaba and I went through all of that process, and I basically ended up with a springform pan full of chocolate sludge with oil on top. It
Been
was
there.
yeah, it was not nice. So I still have I'm still determined to make sure I can get that recipe and make a flourless vegan chocolate cake at some point. But I think it'll have to come at a time where I've got some time to do a little bit of testing in the kitchen. So that one,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was bad.
I made aquafaba meringue little
Mhm.
cookies,
Yep.
and the thing about those is that I didn't use regular sugar. I used monk fruit sweetener,
Ah,
and I took them out of the 250-degree oven, and they were cold inside. It was
wow.
the strangest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah, that's
And they would
odd.
just like they would melt faster than cotton candy.
Mhm.
It was really bizarre. I haven't tried the aquafaba with the regular sugar because that has a different texture to it, you know?
Yeah,
But, yeah, it's not easy, and that was one of my questions is, are you willing to be part of a gluten-free challenge then? Like, if we do
absolutely.
fruit Catalina treats, and I would love to have some other bakers, in the kitchen with
Yeah.
Karen. Are you willing to come on? What about Maple Cook? Maple Cook, can you
Yes, look, you can do
you wanna
it.
be part of the gluten-free challenge? Because it's like, I've been cooking, baking my entire life, and then to start gluten-free, it's a whole new thing.
It
It's
really
all
is a
new
whole new
learning.
world.
And now they have some really good flour blends and stuff. There's some
Thank
that,
goodness.
yeah, the Cup for Cup and, King Arthur blend, they're a lot easier. When I first started my, bakery, I had an at-home bakery, and I was making product to sell. I wasn't using those blends and stuff, and just using a lot of tapioca to make things stick together,
Yeah.
and, tapioca flour. And so I've learned how to use some of the blends, but still, there's times where it just doesn't turn out at all.
No. And it doesn't seem to be having any rhyme or reason. Like sometimes it'll be a tried and true, yes, this recipe works, and then it's just you just got the ratio a little bit wrong that time and it's completely off.
Yeah, and you'll put it in the oven and it looks perfect. It looks
Yeah.
just like any other recipe that you've ever made.
Yeah.
You put it in there, it's beautiful, you bake it for 15 minutes and it completely disappears.
Yep.
It's gone.
I know that
Very
feeling all
strange.
too well. And you're like, "I just used, like, 2 pounds of chocolate."
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But thankfully, Bill will still eat it.
Brilliant.
He's
Go
he's
on,
very good
Bill.
like that. He may be actually burying it in the backyard, and I don't know about it, but he says he's eating it.
Oh, bless. He's so sweet.
Let's see. Let me see if we have, let's see. What is he saying? I really like a guy in Tokyo, but I don't know if he qualifies. Okay. I don't think that they're paying attention to us. I think they've got their own conversation,
You
which is
know,
totally fine.
all good. We love the community.
Yes, absolutely. Blessed to be here. So, the you made the eggs Benedict,
Mm,
and
mm.
that's one that I would really like to make gluten-free.
Yeah.
I would really like to make the English muffins gluten-free. Have you ever tried that at all?
I think I have. It was a long time ago, but I think I have, and I'm willing to take that on as a challenge and come up with a good gluten-free recipe for English muffins.
I tried to make crumpets the other day
Oh,
with a flour blend, and, I ended up using them as a bathtub stopper. They turned out so like rubbery. They were
oh
terrible.
no. Oh
Yeah, they were
no.
bad.
Oh.
But I don't know what the trick is for that, but then I think, crumpets are kind of the same, like, you kind of expect that to be the way that the English muffins are gonna be, right? Aren't they very
Yeah,
similar? And
very
so if those
similar.
didn't turn out, then
The English muffin has a little bit more structure as a dough before it goes in the pan, whereas the crumpet's more batter-like. So maybe we'll get there.
yeah, I don't know if there's another special secret ingredient that I could use to take the
Yeah, I'll have a
place,
think about it. Guar
Yeah, I
gum or xanthan gum or something like that
yeah, yeah,
in very
but
small
I don't know if it's gonna
quantities.
get those same bubbles, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Um, have you ever heard of a hot brown sandwich?
No.
It's from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, enlighten me, please.
There's a hotel there that's the
Mm,
Brown Hotel, and, big fancy hotel,
mhm.
and I don't remember exactly what the story was of how that was made, but it's an English muffin, and, ham, turkey, tomato slices, and a hollandaise sauce, or a
Oh,
Mornay
Mornay.
sauce.
Yeah.
It's and bacon, and
Oh,
it's really, really good.
oh my
It's
gosh,
really,
that
really
sounds
good.
amazing.
And so I would love to make that, with an English muffin, and I just don't know if there's something else that I could even substitute for the English muffin if I could
I'll put it
just
to the test for you. I'll see what I can come up with.
groovy. Okay. Yeah, because working with the rice flour, it will like absorb all your
Yeah.
other ingredients
Yes,
and
it
turn
will.
back into rice. So, one of my other questions is, what channels inspired you? Was it me? Was it Catalina
Of
Trees?
course it was. Of course it was. Obviously.
Obviously, I mean,
Obviously. That's why I'm here. I'm like starstruck right now, Jesse.
that's awesome.
I would have to say I think I used to watch Josh Weissman just over and over and over again. I don't know if you've ever watched or heard of him. He started off like, I watched some of his earlier videos and they were terrible, just like all of them are. The first videos are always bad. And I was just like, oh, okay. And he sort of like hit it big with, at the beginning of lockdown, he did sourdough bread, and it just launched him. And now I think he's at something like 4 or 5 million subs, which is incredible.
Right.
But yeah, I just love him. I, again, more for the science behind it. Like, he tells you why you're doing what you're doing, and that's sort of what I want to get across in maybe a less, he's a professional chef. He trained in a kitchen, and I don't have that background. So I think I can relate to a home audience a little bit better than maybe someone who's at this level where I'm maybe down here. But I just loved watching him, and I just found him so engaging that I used to just watch for hours and hours. And Chris eventually would say, oh my God, please turn this off. I can't listen anymore. And then, of course, through the journey, meeting everybody that we have met, and having this little group that we've sort of created in this community, it's just inspiring to just be around everybody, and see everyone working through those goals and working on them together. It's been it has been life-changing. It really has been.
Yeah, because you're dealing with so many different aspects, right? I mean, not just the cooking and stuff and trying to come up with the recipes that you really want to do, but also the whole business part of it and the whole community part of it. And yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. It's way bigger than I think we ever thought it would be. So it's pretty sensational that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I really knew what to expect when I was getting into this. Did you?
No.
No. And never imagine meeting other YouTubers, and I don't know why I didn't expect that.
The same. That was the biggest shock for me is, I thought, oh, I'm going to put my videos up, and that's going to be that, I'll have to answer a couple comments here and there. But I never took into account the community that we would build. And it's been the most surprising thing, and it's probably been the best part of it, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as part of that community, there's another thing that I would love for you to join me in is doing some live shows.
Yes.
That's really scary.
It's on the cards.
Is it? Okay, great.
It is. It's on the cards, and I will be your cheerleader, and I will be there to root you on as well. And I'm happy. I think we could do them together. I think there's ways to
I think we
magic
should.
something up. Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm going through my head trying to think of what recipe I would like to make, and looking back on my very first videos, I think maybe a good place to start with a live would be to boil water. I think that would be something that I could walk through.
If someone could teach me how to cook rice, that would be great.
Well, I'm thinking like the cooking time and how I'm going to fill the cooking time,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like maybe work it into pasta eventually, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, brilliant. But yeah, I think it's a great idea.
So what other goals do you have for 2022?
We're hoping, that we can grow the subscriber base a little bit more. So we're hoping to be at 3,000 for the end of the year. And I think that's a pretty good number. Obviously hitting monetization. So not everybody knows how that works, but when you hit 1,000 subscribers, you also have to have 4,000 watch hours in order to be monetized on YouTube. So we're just over halfway, which is awesome. We love that. And you know, we're so thankful to everyone who does watch our videos, and we literally watch it every day, and every single minute that we get, we're just so excited about it. So it's really funny, but it brings us so much joy. And that's awesome. We've just started a Facebook group for recipe sharing. So it's not just about sharing my recipes, but for other people to be able to collaborate and share their own. So if you've got some great ones, we'd love for you to post them. I know you posted your New Year's Day video on there, and that's awesome. And it looked fantastic. And I was like, oh, salivating. And we'd really love to do a merch store. So I think we're looking at getting a few little bits and pieces designed with the Black Cat Kitchen theme, or just the black cats, because they're so cute, to get them in there. So yeah, those are the plans for 2022.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting the cats involved, I think, is a great thing too. And how did that kind of come about for you guys? Was that just a natural progression thing?
We sort of hummed and hawed for a while. What are we going to call this channel? And at the time, we had just got Gordon. Zelda was 3, I think 3 or 4. And I just thought, I love them. They're my whole life. And I just want them to be part of it. And I mean, everybody loves cats. They're literally the second biggest thing on the internet. And I'm not going to mention the first. And like, people just love them. People search for cat videos constantly. So we thought that's sort of our unique selling point. I love cats more than I love food, and that's saying something. So it was kind of the perfect combination for us. And, you know, I'm so glad that we did. We obviously lost Zelda. She passed away in June. And being able to go back and watch those videos of her and like see her funny little personality in our videos just makes me feel like she's still sort of here and she's part of it. And she, you know, her spirit lives on through it. So it's been the best thing that we could have done, to be honest.
That's really great.
Yeah.
To combine the two things that you love like that, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Howie's been in a couple of my videos. He was in the joke show video. He barked.
Oh.
Let's see. Let me go to the chat here and see. Karen has a video for a hot brown, so I'll have to look that up, Karen.
Definitely.
Karen, I always think I watch every one of your videos, and then surprising, another one gets through. Let's see what else. It brings this joy to watch them deliciously. Cool. Cats are fun to watch. And she's editing. And is that the one that was behind the curtain?
Yeah, this is Kiki.
Yes.
She's still our little kitten.
Yes, kittens are so much fun too.
Oh, she's a bit wild, but she's very snuggly, which is very nice.
Karen says, I have no idea what I was doing a year ago. I still mostly don't, but the best part is the community. Absolutely, Karen.
It's and we're so true.
Happy to know you too.
We're all just winging it.
Yes, absolutely. So, are you familiar with the show Bob's Burgers?
Yes.
It's what's it called? Cartoon?
Yep.
Yes, an animated. Do you watch for the burger of the day?
I haven't watched in a couple of years, but I do know about the burger of the day.
There's a cookbook out there, at
really?
least one. Yeah, for every burger of the day. And some really odd combinations. You know, the combinations have to make a name, you know, so it has to be like something. I can't even think of one of the names that he makes, but the name is always like something funny. And so the combinations are always strange. And apparently some of them are really, really good.
Interesting. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, I would like to try some of them. So, for your love of cooking, have you ever thought about opening a restaurant?
A long time ago, I thought, oh, I'd love to do that. And I see the work and the dedication that you have to put into opening a restaurant. We've got a few, I'm really fortunate to live in an area where there are a few amazing restaurateurs around here. And I see the slog that they go through to try and get their restaurants up and running. And especially over the last 2 years with the lockdowns and having to try and keep things running. And I actually have a family member back home who has a restaurant. It's a lot of work. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a Taurus. I like my creature comforts. And
Mhm.
I don't know that I have it in me. I have the drive to do the videos, to do the teaching. And as much as I would love, love, love that, I think that I just haven't got it. And at least I know that about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just doing the bakery, and I only had like maybe 8 different recipes, so I would pretty easy to make those. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I've done some catering, and I've done some parties for where I work, and it is a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot that goes into it, and I think that you are a person that likes to have everything the way that you want it to be displayed and be produced. And
Perfect.
yeah, that makes it even more difficult
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes to get the final product out there. But yeah, I was just wondering if that was ever like a dream or
I
anything.
always say to Chris, and he's not so much a fan of the idea, but I always say to him, I'd love to run a B&B, because then you just have to cook breakfast. There's no other meals involved, and we live in such a beautiful part of the world that people would love to come and stay with us. And I think that would be a little bit closer to what I think if I could run a restaurant per se, that's what it would be.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
that would be fun. My mom
Yeah.
worked at a guest ranch for many years, and they served a lot of different meals and stuff, but one of the things that she loved about it was meeting people from all over the world,
Yeah.
and that would be a really fun aspect of it too. And let's see, I think I'm caught up. Um, oh, she says, running
Oh,
your
thank you,
playlist.
Karen.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Um, love seeing the collabs with your community. Thank you. We love doing them. They're
We
so
do
much
love doing
fun.
them. Yours are always so brilliant. I just don't know how you come up with the ideas. They're amazing. The Tupperware lady, I'm crying over that one. It was so good.
So fun.
Oh, just amazing.
I was like on a mission to get Tupperware. It was hilarious.
And
Asking
everyone that you
everyone.
brought out, I was like, my mom has that one, and she has that one, and she has that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine now what I'm gonna come up with for this year, and I don't even know. I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just announce the other channels.
I'm sure you'll
Maybe
come
I'm
up with something
done.
brilliant.
It was really fun. So, have you made any New Year's resolutions?
I'm not a big believer in New Year's resolutions, or sort of starting off the new year with having to do this, or new year, new me. That's never really been my thing. I think it's too much pressure. I think little and small changes. So, um, to answer your question, no New Year's resolutions, but we definitely have some big goals for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that that's good. And do you write down your goals?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely.
'Cause there's a study that says that, it's like more chance of remembering them and meeting them if you have written them down, which I think is great. And then, sorry,
No, that's
um,
fine.
thinking out like the result of them 5 or 10 years down the road, I think is also a really good way to make them happen.
It's
It's not
manifestation,
only
isn't it? It's putting it
now.
into the
Yeah,
universe, and yeah, absolutely.
yeah, yeah, and that's so much fun to try to imagine where they will lead you, you know?
It's so
Yeah.
exciting.
And so you have asked the question before about what would you do if you what do we think that you would do if you started a second channel? Or did I ask you the question? I can't remember which one it was. And you had said pottery. Is that something that you would want to do if you did a second channel?
Yeah, that's it's sort of a new hobby of mine. I started April, May of this year doing some hand building, and in October I started throwing on the wheel, and I've just become so enthralled with it. It's just the most calming, peaceful activity I could possibly think of. And I love it. I just love it. And I actually went and bought myself a Christmas present this week, and I bought myself a brand new wheel. And I'm very excited to, I know, I'm like so excited. I just can't even wait to get my hands in it. But yeah, I think it'd be amazing. And I literally over Christmas for the last 2.5 weeks, I've just been binging pottery YouTube and just watching all of the amazing things that people are doing. And I just think it's so much like food. It's chemistry, there are recipes, and I mean, pottery is a beautiful way to display food. So they kind of go really nicely together. And
Yeah.
I've slowly started to, the pieces that I've made, not that there are many of them at this stage, but I've slowly started introducing them into the videos. So a few of my bowls have made an appearance, or I've got a little picture that I've used in one of the videos, and things like that. And so I'm kind of sort of merging them together a little bit. But maybe one day down the road, once I feel like I actually know a little bit more about it, maybe I'd consider doing it.
There's a lot to know about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's so much fun. And do you know that there's like chemicals in dirt that can alleviate depression? I found that out
Really?
listening like to gardening stuff. Yeah, isn't that cool?
I love that.
Yeah. It's so
That
great.
is
You get
so
many benefits.
fascinating.
Yes. So do you see yourself, like, painting the finished products and stuff? And
So yeah, so there's I mean, with the glazing and that, that's as my it's not my favorite part of the pottery, but I love the way that they come out at the end. I love I love sort of being stuck in and have my hands in the clay. That to me is just the best part. But there's so much you can do with glazing, and I actually, when I went into the shop and I bought my wheel, I was like, great, I'll have that, and I'll have that, and I'll have that, and I had to stop myself because I don't even have a kiln, so I have to go and fire them somewhere else. So I have to be like really cautious about buying all of these things, but I do have ideas for all the different glazes. And I want to make a plate that looks like Van Gogh's Starry Night, and I want to do like a violet melting bowl, and there's just so many different things that you can do with it. It's just fascinating.
that's cool. We
Yeah.
have, the college where I teach, we have a pottery class there, and I've wanted to take it, but it's not on the right nights for me, and because I've done it years ago, and it is really relaxing. It's really nice. The pots that are in my porridge video,
Yeah.
the pictures, not the little white and pink and blue stripe one, that's a McCoy, but the other 2 that are the bigger ones that have the peaches and the grapes and stuff painted on
Yeah.
them, those were hand painted by my grandmother.
Oh, that's
She was a china
amazing.
painter. Yes,
Oh, I love
and
that.
I don't have very much stuff in any of my videos, but my dad was a metal artist, and, he made all kinds of stuff out of metal that was just absolutely amazing, and he taught blacksmithing and welding for a long time, and,
Wow.
um, he was making a rose, and
Oh,
one of his students said, "Robert, how did you make that?" And he said, "I just do what the metal tells me to do." I it's like, "Sure, you do."
I love that. True artist right there.
Yeah, true artist. But it's so great when people can see that, and I think that this is something that you do with food too, you see all the ingredients here, but then you see the finished products in the ingredients, and I think that that would probably be what you would do with pottery as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because I'm the same, I'll go off to my pottery class on a Wednesday, and Chris will say, "What are you going to make tonight?" And I'm like, "Whatever the clay tells me I'm going to make tonight." And I had a completely different, I was at class last night and I had a vision. I'm like, right, I'm going to make this, and I'm going to make this, and I'm going to make this. Didn't make any of them. It just wasn't happening. So I made something totally different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think that I don't have in here any of the pots that my dad made, because my mom got into pottery, and my dad got her a kiln and a
Oh, that's
wheel and everything,
brilliant.
and she sat down over and over and over again trying to get to throw it just right, and And Daddy's like, well, this is how you do it. And he sat down and made like 3 things right away. It's like, okay, I give up.
Oh, she was probably just like,
She's the musician.
oh,
So
goodness.
my mom's a country western musician, my dad's a metal artist, and my sister's a costume designer.
I love
And
it.
I sell Mary Kay.
You are so much more than that.
It's really fun. It's fun to see what all they create. It's fun to be part of such a creative family. And then my
That's
grandmother
awesome.
doing the China painting. It's really neat.
That is brilliant.
So, do we want to discuss what we had discussed earlier with Chris, or do we want to wait and
Yeah.
make a big announcement about
Yeah,
that?
no, let's discuss it. I like
Let's
that.
discuss it. Okay, y'all. We have a collaboration that we would like everyone to take part of that would like to join in. We would like our husbands, significant others to do a cooking show, cooking
Yeah.
collaboration.
Let's reverse the roles.
Yes. Do we want them to all make the same recipe, or do we want them to come up with their own recipes like we do? Because I think that both would be interesting.
I think it'd be interesting to sort of give them an idea, like make this, and they'd all make the same and see how different they come out.
Yes. Let's do that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I love that.
And I don't know about like timeline. Do we want to do that for like a Valentine's kind of a thing? That would be cool.
Oh, I'm just looking at Chris. He's just off the side, and he's not going to come on. He's
Okay.
He said very much that he's not going to pop his head in.
He's not giving me the exclusive interview.
No. Are you going to come in? Oh, he's going to pop his head in. Here you go.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
He can't hear us talking though because you're on my headset. There he is.
Hi, Chris. Hi. I'm so glad to have you on here.
The exclusive.
That's it. Face
for
reveal.
you only. There you are. There he is, the editor.
Yes.
And now he's gone.
And now he's gone.
And the cat's just stolen his spot.
Right on.
Awesome.
That's what they do.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have the other collaboration for Valentine's for Paris. Yeah. But maybe we can do it like around the same, maybe like at the 1st of February or so.
Yeah,
we could
I think it's a great idea.
Yes. And then we can judge their dishes. Judge harshly. Judge barely.
Honestly, if someone's cooking for me, I'm usually pretty happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So whoever would like to be in on that, let us know, because I think that that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then if you and I could do a live together,
definitely.
I really am trying to plan it out and see exactly how I can film it even,
Yeah, because we'll just have to figure out the logistics, and absolutely, I think it'll be so fun to do it.
I'm so used to filming over the top of my food, from the top down.
Yeah.
And so it would be different to
be on camera.
I really don't know
talking.
Yeah. Talking to the food. And so is there anything else that you would like to say tonight?
Just thank you to you for having me. It's been really wonderful. And like I said, it's been, I feel like our paths would have crossed one way or the other, but it's really been lovely over the last year to really get to know you. And thank you to everyone who is watching our videos and everyone who subscribed. It just means the absolute world to Chris and I. It's really helping us realize our dreams. So I can't be more thankful.
That's awesome. Yeah. I am so glad to get to know you guys and to be inspired by your channel as well. It is really inspiring, and to learn from you. And I think that what a thing to put out into the world, where people can go on your channel and learn to do stuff from you. I think that that's so great, and you do it very well. Let's see what Karen says. I had my own catering company in Napa Valley for 10 years. Hardest, most demanding job ever. Yes. Yeah. I've done a little bit of catering. And it is hard to do because you're lugging stuff places. Black cat. I love when the black cat salt pig makes appearance. Yes, that is so cute.
That was my first pottery piece that I showed on the channel.
Cool. So we have a vote for the
Husband's cooking.
Husband's cooking. Yay.
Love it.
That's good.
We'll have to come up
Okay.
with some really interesting recipe for them.
Yes. Yes. Something that's not too difficult, and probably something that, that's a common dish that we make that's can be easily made gluten-free also. There's some really good pastas out now, and
the world has changed in the way of gluten-free. It's amazing.
And just rapidly recently, there's really been some really good things come out recent that a couple years ago we weren't able to find gluten-free pasta at all.
No.
We're so glad that we're able to find it now.
Amazing.
Not beans on toast. Chris wants to make beans on toast.
Chris is actually really good at mashed potatoes, so no mashed potatoes because he knows how to do those really well.
And grilled cheese. Yes, and no peanut butter and jelly either.
No,
yeah, that's also off. So yes, Karen, he gave me the exclusive 20-second interview. I'm very happy about that.
Oh.
But it's time to sign off now. I think just about, unless my clock is I think we're about at an hour.
We're about there, yeah.
Yes, thank you so very much. And if you guys do have a dish that you would like to see them make, please leave it in the comments.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Let us know what you want them to make.
So I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of January. And are you going to be in the club for January, or are you?
I'm not sure if we've got January because my parents were supposed to be here. We've already scheduled a few things. So I'm not sure if we're doing January, but we're definitely doing February. So
awesome.
We'll
okay.
And if we can squeeze it in, we'll try to do that.
Okay, cool.
Brilliant.
All right. Well, let's figure out what you and I want to make live also. Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
It'd be really fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jessie. You too.
Thank you for staying up late to be here. And
I slept in all day today just for you.
Good. And again, congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you again, so much.
It is very, very well deserved, and I'm really, really happy for you. So.
Thank you. That means so much. Right. Thank you so much.
Good night to you and to your kitties and to Chris.
And good night to you and Bill and Howie.
Thank you. And Ellie. She doesn't get as much camera time
Ellie.
as Howie, but yeah, she's really camera shy.
Oh, bless her.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.